Mark, what can you tell us about the cause of the fire? Do we know what actually started it yet?
We don't, Sam. No, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. We've had a fire investigation team there today, and that investigation will continue over the weekend. We've also been in touch with our insurance provider, and they will be sending the team here probably late Monday, and that investigation will start probably Tuesday morning to try and determine the cause. What I can say, the fire's clearly started in the appliance room. If you think the fire station is really split into two areas, one is an appliance room which houses the vehicles, and then there's an administration block alongside that. Clearly, from eyewitness statements and from our crews initially on scene, the fire appears to have started in the appliance room.
And there were people who, like, so were in the building at the time when the incident was caught, when this fire began. And there was a thing about minor injuries. Are you able to give us any detail about what sort of injuries people suffered? Is everyone sort of okay from the fire service side?
Yes, thankfully, I'm pleased to report that there were minor injuries. We did have people in the building, and obviously it's not just a fire station. We share that building with our colleagues from the Isle of Man Ambulance Service, and they had staff in the building at the time. So the staff safely evacuated. We did pick up some minor injuries through heat stress, and that was dealt with on scene and supported by our colleagues from the Isle of Man Ambulance Service. So I'm pleased to say, although one firefighter has had some additional treatment today, the injuries were reported as minor injuries.
And just in terms of the actual appliances themselves, we've seen the picture of one of them looking particularly, the front of it were burnt out. How many appliances are you able to say at the minute that have been lost in the fire?
So clearly, from some of the images you will have seen circulating on me and in the press, yes, clearly one appliance, which was a rescue appliance, is severely damaged beyond repair. We're unsure at the moment on the second appliance, and we need to do a full assessment on that. But what I can say, and it was in our press release last night, overnight, and as we stand here now, we have full fire cover operations from Castletown. So we have resilience appliances. That operation swung in overnight. The public in the Castletown and Malew area is there's a normal full provision of fire cover in that local area, and that will continue. Clearly, there's some work needs to be done on the building, and that it's too early to say how long that will take. We're still operating from that site, but in temporary premises at the moment on the site. But certainly from a response point of view and a resilience point of view, the people of that local area will see the fire cover they would expect to see any other day.
Just as one thing that we have seen on social media, and I know that you said it as well in your statement last night, about the response from Ronaldsway, and also from other stations, we happy with the response that did come and the professionalism shown by the fire officers across the different stations who did respond to the fire.
Yes, it's a really good point, Sam. So I think firstly, I'd just like to thank the local crew at Castletown and Malew. One of our colleagues happened to be on station. It's normally an unstaffed station for us. It's an on-call station. And they raised the alarm very early doors as soon as it became apparent that there was a fire in the engine house. And some of the actions from that individual was absolutely tremendous to recover some PPE out to the locker room, etc. So really some real quick thinking actions. And then colleagues from Castletown obviously responded, although they had no appliances. There was some sterling effort made in the first few minutes of the incident. As you can imagine, confirmed fire on any type of premises, we'd send a predetermined attendance. So that was made up from appliances from Douglas and Russian, and then there was other movements around the island where we saw Peel down to Russian to provide RTC cover in the south of the island, and Laxey supporting Douglas. But also wider than that, as I put in our press release, and as you've alluded, we did ask for some assistance from the Airport Fire and Rescue Service. They've got some specialist kit that we asked to come across, and we delivered foam at the time onto the fire when it was at its height. But also our other partners that we work with on a regular basis, Isle of Man Ambulance Service, Isle of Man Constabulary, the Emergency Services Joint Control Room, were all excellent throughout the height of the incident. And then some of our ancillary partners, such as Manx Utilities and the Department of Infrastructure. And that work's continued today with them sort of ancillary partners as well to try and see, can we get the building back up and running? How much damage have we got? And, how can we return services back to normal as soon as possible?
Well, it's still very early. I mean, we are within 24 hours of the fire happening. Is there any indication on when normal service will be able to be resumed, or what the sort of cost is going to be for all this?
So from a public point of view, as I said, operational resilience and the sort of capability they'd expect to come out of that station from a fire rescue service point of view, that's there now. So, we're no worse off. Obviously, that station does support functions at the Isle of Man Airport as well. So, and obviously the local community in the Castletown and Malew area. So from that point of view, the public will see nothing different. We've got resilience built into our system there. Point of view, clearly you'll have seen from some of the images, there is some work that will be needed to rectify some of the damage that we've sustained yesterday. It's too early to say how long that will take, and that'll be picked up early next week with our insurance assessors when they visit the island. And again, with cost, I wouldn't know at this stage what that cost will be.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.